All systems go. Cleared for takeoff.
What is going on, YouTube? We're back Sunday morning here, getting ready for the main slate breakdown, but we got our lineups in, we got our tweaks in, we got our content up over here at SHIPIT Nation. You guys are tuning in to this show to build your Sunday night football showdown lineups here between the Kansas City Chiefs and the New York Jets. No Aaron Rodgers, obviously, in this game. He is getting that Achilles taken care of there. So we're going to see Mr. Zach Wilson. I saw the Jets, signed Trevor Siemian or something like that, right, to the active squad or veteran there as a backup, I believe, if I did see that correctly. Hamwich, how you doing, man? Happy Sunday.
Yeah, no, happy Sunday. Yeah, trying to get these teams finalized for the main slate. Watching the Arthur Smith run the ball down 13 in the fourth quarter, and gonna talk some showdown tonight. Got my daughter's favorite person in the world, Taylor Swift, going to be in attendance, and we'll be watching that game with bells on, hers for other reasons than me.
Yeah. Hey, the Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, that's the storyline. I feel like people out there that had no idea about football and no idea about Travis Kelce, they must be living under a rock or something. But I feel like the whole world now knows Travis Kelce due to this Taylor Swift phenom going on over here. But
900,000 Instagram followers since last Sunday, which is just astonishing to me.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. I mean, it's ridiculous. This celebrity drama, celebrity crush stuff is just absolutely absurd. But hey, we're here to bring you the breakdown, get you these winners. Hopefully your guys' main slate and afternoon slates are going good by the time you watch this video. And hopefully, hey, you can win $500,000 tonight, 720. Give you a little sweat for this primetime game here. Again, as always, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and drop in the comments what you think the score of the game is going to be, who the winner is, what you think the score is. And, hey, if you guess it correctly before and the timestamp on the comments before the game starts, Hamwich and myself will each give you a free month over here at ShipItNation.com to get all of our premium content, premium tools over here behind the paywall. Hamwich, I'll kick it over to you first. Let's talk captains first off the top. Then we'll talk some flex plays. So a little game theory, overall script of the game, and then get on out of here. Try and keep this to about 20 to 30 minutes or so here. Where are you going at the captain position, man? You got Patrick Mahomes all the way up at the top at 18-6. We know what Mahomes does. Spreads it around to everyone, even including possibly throwing some passes to Andy Reid on the sidelines, getting some fantasy points there. You got Travis Kelce. Garrett Wilson, the most expensive Jet, followed by Zach Wilson right there. We know who Zach Wilson is. He's had his struggles. And, hey, newly acquired Trevor Siemian. Who knows? Maybe this is the backup quarterback slate because we know how Zach Wilson is. No, I'm just kidding. Not one to play backup quarterbacks, but we've seen crazier things happen. Where are you going at the captain, man?
Yeah, I think for the captain, it's really a three-man race for me. I'll give you my three captains and kind of break down why I like these captains. Number one for me is going to be the aforementioned Travis Kelce. Number two for me would be Breece Hall. Then number three for me would be Patrick Mahomes. And starting with Kelce, let me tell you why. And I think you beat this Jets team over the middle with the tight end. And Travis Kelce, no one better to do that than him. I don't think the recipe to beat this Jets team is going to be to run the ball. So give me Travis Kelce. Patrick Mahomes is a safety blanket. And we've seen it time and time again. I always feel like on these primetime slates, Travis Kelce always nukes, 2 touchdowns, 187 yards, something crazy like that. He's by far and away my favorite Chief when it comes to captain. If I was going on the other side, it would be Breece Hall. My reasoning is you beat this Chiefs team on the ground. You want to protect Zach Wilson. You don't want Zach Wilson dropping back, 30, 40 times to beat this Chiefs teams because we've seen who Zach Wilson is. And handing Breece Hall the ball, we saw him on Monday night in the season opener against this Bills team, just shred this Bills defense, who one of the best defenses in the league. So give me Breece Hall. Dalvin Cook is not, Dalvin Cook is who we thought he was at this point in his career, washed up. Brees Hall, week 4, coming back from that ACL. So give me some Brees Hall. And then I think always you got to factor in Mahomes. The thing with Mahomes on a main slate is you just never know. I think he's thrown to like 10 different, receivers / tight ends in 2 games this year, which is just crazy to me. So it's tough to get him. So you got to find the right pass catchers. But Patrick Mahomes can always, throw for 5 touchdowns to 5 different receivers. So you don't necessarily need that receiver / tight end in the captain. So, Nate, those would be my 3 favorite captains that I'm looking at tonight. That's something from like a 3 to 10 team. If you're 150, would do more, but that's just the kind of how you and I play. 3 to 10 teams would be my where my exposure is.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with your takes. I do have a little bit more takes in terms of MME. I would definitely include these running backs for Kansas City. Running backs do decent against these Jets as well. Pacheco, McKinnon, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, which for some reason is still getting worked into this offense. It's basically a 3-headed split there in this backfield. Obviously, Clyde Edwards-Helaire is the cheapest. I think my favorite's Pacheco by far, then probably Clyde Edwards-Helaire. When you factor in the salary savings there, McKinnon, I like McKinnon in games where I think the Chiefs are going to trail or it's going to be very competitive. I don't think this game is going to be competitive personally. I mean, the spread right now is sitting at 8. I think it should be even higher in my opinion. I just don't think these Jets are any good here with Zach Wilson under center. And this Chiefs defense has been very, very, very good overall. They've been very good all season long. 4th best defense in football, I believe, right now through 4 weeks here or 3 weeks. So I would mix in those running backs. Again, I definitely prefer Pacheco the most in my opinion here. So I have a little interest in him. But yeah, for me, my favorite captain by far is Travis Kelce here. Travis Swift, if you want to say that, because based on how it's going, he's going to take Swift's last name once they get married. Picking up 900,000 followers on Instagram in a week is absolutely absurd there. But I do like Travis Kelce. This feels like a smash Travis Kelce spot here. And you could talk about like a 2-4 build, right? Not to say that this is my preferred build on the slate, but Travis Kelce up in the top, Mahomes, and maybe it's just a game, right, where Travis Kelce is the guy, prime time game, right? We're probably going to see Taylor Swift be mentioned a million different times. Put Kelce up there, put Mahomes in the flex, run 4 of those Jets because the Jets do have some good price points, or throw the Chiefs defense and a running back or something in that flex and then find 2 Jets pieces to go about that. So I do like that. I love Travis Kelce up at the top. I actually like Mahomes quite a bit up at the top too, and just throwing Kelce or no pass catchers in the flex. Go Mahomes, go a running back or 2 running backs, a kicker, and the Chiefs defense, something like that. Don't play the wide receiver roulette there. I think that's one way to get unique. And, hey, Mahomes does spread it out. He throws a touchdown to 4 different people. Those guys all just don't really get there. Maybe the running back Pacheco or Clyde Edwards-Helaire run one in, right? You need him in the flex. They're optimal in the flex. And Mahomes gets all those touchdowns through the air up at the top and outscores that. So because it's not very condensed, right? Where his offense is like we've seen on these showdowns, Sandwich, where you have a condensed target tree, right? Like sometimes with the Lions, right? Amon-Ra St. Brown, we know he's the guy. In Vegas, it's Jacoby Myers or Devontae Adams. So they make more sense versus throwing their quarterback up there, whereas it's complete opposite with the Chiefs. So I do like Mahomes up there. He is expensive, but there's very cheap guys on the Jets we'll talk about in the flex that can make it work pretty easily. So I like those 2. Brees Hall, hard to ignore. He's just a playmaker. I mean, this guy can get there in one play, right? He can break it. It doesn't matter who he is. Obviously, it's not a great script here for him, but he's heavily involved in the passing game as well. So I do like Brees Hall. And then, like I said, I would mess around with some of those Chiefs running backs as well if I was doing some MME on this slate. I think they make some sense because the Jets can get beat up a little bit on the run game. Let's talk about some flex plays here. Anywhere else, obviously the same captain and flex go hand in hand here, but let's talk about some of these flexes. You got the kickers. Siebert, just 3,800, right? He's pretty cheap there. Harrison Butker, obviously 4,600, a little bit more expensive. The Chiefs defense all the way up to 5,200. I think it keeps their ownership down a little bit here. They are still projected to be coming around 25-30%. But again, Zach Wilson makes a ton of mistakes here. Chiefs defense been very, very good. And I'm not too thrilled to play too many of these Jets guys, but two guys that I do want to throw out to you, touch on them, is Alan Lazard and Tyler Conklin. We know you can beat these Chiefs through the middle a little bit here. Tyler Conklin going to get targets. He's going to get there. He's just 1,600. Going to be a safety blanket for Zach Wilson. Where are you going in this flex position? Any of these cheapies? What's your overall takes?
Yeah, Taylor Swift will be in attendance tonight. So we heard that, last week Mahomes said, he felt a little bit of pressure to get TK involved, and I think more of the same. Now we're in New York City, right? And just my overall take on these not reserves, but flex guys, if you will. I really like Breece Hall. I'm out on the Chiefs running backs as captains, unless you were 150. And I didn't want to mislead people the other day. I was saying for 3 to 10 teams, I would just have those 3 captains that I alluded to earlier. But some of the pass catchers that I would like for the Chiefs would be Marcus Valdez-Scantling, simply because he's not getting the most targets, but he's generally playing most of the game. He and Sky Moore generally play more than anybody on that side. So I would target them when going down there. Marcus Valdez-Scantling, only 5'4". That's a great price for him with all that he's going to be playing. No other pass catchers for me on the wide receiver pass catchers, I should say, other than Garrett Wilson. So no Lazard for me, no Randall Cobb for me. You got a little revenge narrative there with your boy, what's his name that was on the Chiefs last year, McCole Hardman. He's just not playing enough for me. Not playing at all, really. But you mentioned it, Tyler Conklin, great price point for somebody that's theoretically going to be throwing the entire game. He's the same price as Randall Cobb. 5 targets 2 games ago, 3 targets last game. So give me some Tyler Conklin as a cheapie there for the Jets. Don't mind him. And then you mentioned it. Kickers, defenses, I think, are in play tonight. I think Greg Zuerlein is back. He was back last week, and not Austin Siebert. So for the kicker, I don't mind Greg Zuerlein. Jets drive it down there, stall out, in the red zone around the 30, get Zuerlein, 40, 50-yard field goal. I think that's in play. And then Harrison Butker as well. Don't mind any kickers or defenses in tonight's game.
Yeah, no, I like the Chiefs defense quite a bit, even at the inflated price point. I just don't have a ton of interest in these Jets guys. My favorite Jet by far, salary, everything including, is Tyler Conklin. I talked about it, right? The Chiefs have been beaten up a little bit. Obviously, they haven't been beaten up too much on the season, but it is through the tight end. They're very good against running backs. Very good. Looking at our DVP rankings over here on the SHIPIT Nation, they're the fourth best defense against running backs in the league, 5th best against wide receivers, 7th best against quarterbacks. So they're very good in those categories. Where they lack a little bit, kind of in the middle of the road, is those tight ends. So that brings in Tyler Conklin and CJ Uzomah as well. I just want to look real quick at the snap counts for Uzomah. He is just $200, and there's a lot of expensive Chiefs, obviously, that you want to play for or pay for on the slate. So yeah, Uzomah played 44% of the snaps last week. Kind of sitting between 40 and 50% of the snaps. Conklin going to play 75 to 85% of the snaps. So they're going to run. I expect them to run some 2 tight end sets out there. Obviously, that Chiefs defense is good, has a good pass rush. They're probably going to need them to run that. And hey, maybe he chip blocks, slides out, catches a couple passes. He's just $200. Allows you to pay up for Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Breece Hall, who you like, and then some of those Chiefs running backs that I like as well. I'm actually on these Chiefs wide receivers. I'm a little bit under on these wide receivers, just using our tools at shipitnation.com. The Jets are actually very good against wide receivers, right? With that secondary that they have there. Obviously, it's Mahomes. He can carve up anyone. I really love Travis Kelce. The Jets are 30th in the league against the tight end. So Travis Kelce, I mean, pretty much a lock button play for me on the slate. Love him. My highest owned captain, my highest owned flex play by far is him and Mahomes. No surprise to anyone, right? That's everyone's highest owned captain in flex plays here. But I'm actually going to be a little bit under on this wide receiver roulette for these Kansas City Chiefs, and a little bit over on the Pacheco's, on the Clyde Edwards-Helaire, the Jerick McKinnons. McKinnon I don't love. He's my least favorite of the 3, but he's won title, 250 stacks last year on best ball. McKinnon can definitely get there, right? catches a lot of passes, but it is basically a three-headed split. Pacheco's the lead back, but between McKinnon and Clyde Edwards, they're pretty similar, right? 35% of the snaps. So I'm going to be a little bit over on them compared to the wide receivers. So I think that's my big take there. Definitely like the Chiefs defense quite a bit. They've been great all season long. Zach Wilson under center here. Yeah, he's at home, but man, these Chiefs, they just been great against everyone they've played so far. And Zach Wilson will throw interceptions. Assume he's going to be passing the whole game, which leads to more chances for turnovers, pick sixes. That wouldn't play them in the captain. I just think that's a terrible move to play defense at the captain position personally. But I do like them quite a bit in the flex. And then obviously, the kickers, Harrison Butker, I like quite a bit. And then Greg the Leg, I think an interesting route would go Tyler Conklin or like a Breece Hall and Greg the Leg, right, as the two Jets pieces. Hey, maybe the Jets get a lucky play, throw a bomb. Breece Hall breaks a run, gets stopped. They go 3 and out in the red zone. They need to take their points, and it leads to some field goals. So I do like the kicker there, Greg the Leg, even in a game script where I don't think the Jets are going to win and don't see them winning the game. I still think they'll take field goals where they can get them. So that's kind of some off the top plays there. Like Uzomah, I think he's a fine punt at 200. Not that you need it on the slate, but anytime you have a Chiefs slate with Mahomes and Travis Kelce with these price points, you can definitely make a case to play a $200 tight end who's playing 40 to 50% of the snaps. So I do like that. Not really on any of these other cheapies. Do you have any interest in any of these cheapies? The Jets defense just 3,600. They have some playmakers, right? Sauce Gardner, those guys on the defensive side. Any interest in them? Any other final thoughts at the flex position here?
Yeah, I don't think the Jets is a large field tournament type play. I mean, the Jets defense is their calling card, and we saw what they did to Josh Allen in primetime on on Monday night. They can get sacks, they can get turnovers, and you turn a couple of those into touchdowns, then they're going to be on the optimal. We saw the in the Super Bowl when the Chiefs gave up like 35 points, got a touchdown, and they I think they were still in the optimal as well. So even if the Chiefs score, I think this Jets defense isn't the worst play. Just talking game theory, I actually like the Jets tonight. I don't know if they're going to win the game. I think they're going to keep it within that 8, 9, 10 point range to cover the spread. I just think with it being New York on Sunday night, I think we're going to get the best of this Jets team. They've heard the talk all week. Zach Wilson's heard the talk. This defense has heard the talk. I think they keep it close. And so I will actually have, I haven't built my team yet, but I don't mind playing this Jets defense. I don't mind playing Breece Hall in the captain spot, but I think it's going to be closer than Vegas thinks. And Jets may even pull it out, in the long run. But I think it's going to be closer than the spread is indicating.
Yeah, no, I think it's definitely I don't think it's going to be super close. Just looking at some of these last scores, I mean, the Jets haven't scored over 10 points in the last few, from what I'm seeing, 3, 9 points, things like that. So I think it's a field goal game. But who knows? I mean, these Jets it's at home, prime time, right? All the hype's around Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift, Mahomes coming to town, right? Things like that. And we've seen these primetime games all year long play ugly, especially Sunday nights. The Thursday night games have been really ugly. So could see another ugly one here, playing a little bit under. But Mahomes is just such a playmaker on offense. Travis Kelce, it's hard to think that the Chiefs aren't going to score their points. So it's just a matter if the Jets can keep up and score points on their own. Any final thoughts in terms of 4-2, 5-1s, 3-3 builds? Obviously, typically 3-3s and 4-2s are the common routes. But I do think we see 5-1 Chiefs a little bit higher owned than typically we see a 5-1 here tonight with the spread, with just the way the game sets up, right? No Aaron Rodgers, Zach Wilson under center, things like that. What are your thoughts in terms of that?
Yeah, I think just the preliminary looks that I'm getting, it is a lot of 3-3, and then it's a lot of 4-2 on both sides. And then conversely, I don't mind doing a 2-4. Like you said, like a Kelce, Mahomes, and then four Jets. I don't mind that. I don't think I could get. I don't think I could do it the other way around, where I'm playing Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson, and then four Chiefs. I'd have to take a deeper dive, but 3-3 is going to be where I'm at. 4-2 would be where I'm at. And then also don't mind 2-4 as it relates to Chiefs, and then bringing it back with four Jets on the flip side.
Yeah, I always love the 4 underdog build, right? Where you play 4 from the underdog team, 2 from the standard team, like the Travis Kelce Mahomes, right? And then you play 4 underdogs like a Breece Hall because he's going to be involved in the passing game. Tyler Conklin, right? Maybe even throw a Garrett Wilson or Lazard in there because they're going to have to pass the ball. And then you land on a last spot, whether it's a Chiefs last spot to make it a 3-3 build. That's a little bit unique because you're playing 3 Jets, or you throw another Jet in there like Greg Zuerlein or the Jets defense or something like that, right? Because who knows? Strip sack to the house from the Jets defense, pick 6, Sauce Gardner jumps her out, picks it off, runs it to the house, anything like that. So I don't mind that. I'm typically always a 4-2 kind of guy, 4-2 or a 2-4 kind of build. That's just kind of where I go in Showdown. It's just hard scenarios, right? Unless it's like 35-3 or something like that. It's hard to see like 5-1s really get there too often. Could it happen? Absolutely. It could definitely happen. I think if 5-1 is going to be a little bit over-owned tonight here with the spread, 8-point spread, right? All the hype's around Kansas City and the Jets, right? No Aaron Rodgers, things like that. So I do think we see a little bit more ownership on the 5-1 side of the Kansas City Chiefs. So a little bit under on that. Definitely like the 4-2, 2-4 builds personally for myself. Any final thoughts for the people before we get on out of here?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think we covered most of it. Once again, just to reiterate, if you missed the beginning, my 3 favorite captains in order would be Travis Kelce, Breece Hall, and Patrick Mahomes. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to play closer than the experts think. Nades, I think with the first 2 or 3 weeks, we've said it's going to play under. I actually think this game's going to play a little bit faster. I think we're going to get a little bit more points out of the Jets than we anticipate. I think it's somewhere like a 27-24 type of game. So I don't think the total's in the 50s, but I think we get into the 50s in this matchup. But what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, just let me pull something up here real quick. I think it plays kind of, like I said, run focused, tight end focused for Kansas City. So just naturally, I think that chews clock a little bit more. I think it plays kind of neutral overall. I mean, the Jets, obviously, I think the Jets are going to have to pass the ball a ton here. I think they're outmatched in this matchup, but that Jets defense is what's going to keep them in games all season long, right? With no Aaron Rodgers now. So could see it. I don't have really a great read on the total overall, like I did the other games, right? Where I called the other ones going under, didn't expect a lot of points. I lean slightly under in this one, but it's hard to bet under on any games Mahomes is on the field, right? Because Mahomes can do anything out there and just go absolutely wild. So don't have a great lead. Don't want to give the people a wrong lead or wrong read. Kind of just playing it more tight end and running backs and Mahomes, obviously for the Chiefs. And on the Jets side, I like Breece Hall just because he's a playmaker. Love Tyler Conklin. Like the kicker a little bit. Obviously, Garrett Wilson can make plays too, but I don't love him a ton, especially because I think he comes in as the highest owned Jet with his projection. I mean, he's got the third. He's right up there in terms of projection in terms of Mahomes and Kelce. So just naturally people are going to go to Garrett Wilson here. So that's kind of where I'm leaning. I think we hit on every piece. And that's going to do it for this Sunday Night Football Showdown. Again, hopefully your main slate, your afternoon games are going good. Hopefully you guys are winning $1 million. And then come back tonight and build the $1 million, $500,000, not $1 million, $500,000. It's still nice prize pools, though, for the Showdown slate. But we're going to get on out of here. Again, this is brought to you by ShipItNation.com. Head over to ShipItNation.com. $69 a month, $6.99 for the year. We do have a 6-month package as well, and the $19 trial period where you get all of our premium content, all access to all of our stuff for just $19 outside of the Discord chat. Get you a taste, and we got NFL. We got NBA, MMA's coming back, PGA's coming back, NHL's right around the corner. We got everything over here at ShipItNation.com. Best, most fair priced in the entire industry for all in rates. So that's going to do it. We appreciate y'all watching. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and drop your comment below in the chat of your final score prediction, your favorite captains, anything down there. We do look at those comments for future giveaways right here on this channel. That's going to do it, though. For Hamwich, I'm Nades. We'll catch you guys next time. Let's ship it.